what a supervisor's role is. And I think I'm very passionate about that, because I think that the supervisor the sergeant is the most critical role in the department. And I also think it's the softest fucking place right now at any department.
Oh God, you just nailed it. Both those two statements right there, they need to be a viral clip. That's so true.
Let me write that time down.
That's so true.
Yeah. And that's my biggest issue right now is you get all these people, they want to be a supervisor, but they just want to ride the coattails of being a supervisor. They don't want to be a supervisor.
Yeah, it's like taking your backbone and replacing it with jelly.
Yeah.
You need it. It is your backbone. It's the most essential occupation. It's the most essential job at any agency. And you're putting in fucking yes men and anybody, one of the things I've always said is, and this has been told to me, that's why I say it, but people should be saying, hey man, you should promote, rather than you saying, I want to promote. Because if you are trying to promote, very rarely is it somebody that's like, I want to make change, I want to do this. It's usually because of selfish reasons, and which will make you not a good leader.
Yeah.
But if people are coming to you going, bro, you'd be a good supervisor, man, you'd be a good leader, and you're like, I don't know, man, and you just keep hearing it, that is going to be a badass supervisor, because that person doesn't care if they lose their stripes.
People think I'm weird for this. I've said I want to be a chief. And the reason I want to be a chief is because I want to be a sergeant chief. If that makes sense. I want to be a sergeant chief.
Yeah, your city would fire you immediately.
Right?
Well, it's scary though being a chief, because you're at if the city council don't like you, you're gone.
Yeah. Yeah. That's Sheriff's scary. A different story. Elected official. And I'm kind of hoping, this is full disclosure, I'm kind of hoping, rather than this podcast screwing me and not really letting me get any higher than maybe a captain, it helps me elevate later on down the line to, I say later on down the line, I'm fucking 40, so down the line ain't that far away. I'm hoping down the line that it helps me get into a sheriff spot. It helps me get into a chief spot somewhere. Because if I get a city that's like, we know all about you, you've got 200, I'm at like
half our agency listens to you.
Yeah, I got like 150 people that listen to me. Despite your terrible sense of humor, despite your podcast and all that stuff, we like you. We like who you are. We want you. Like, to me, that's the tits right there. That's what you want.
Look at it this way. In 10 years, maybe, when that's going to, imagine how much you can grow. And, what if you do have a big platform, like a significant platform that we both don't have right now? How cool would that be for the publicity's sake, for all the because your money, a lot of people lose elections because they just can't afford it, and the money all goes to campaigning. Well, can you imagine if you had a platform with all your socials huge, your podcast on all audio and YouTube, and it's just like, it's free. It's free.
Grassroots, baby. Grassroots. Yeah. And I tell you what, Florida, if you listen to me, I would not mind being a sheriff out there either.
Yeah.
So you guys got badass sheriffs out there.
Yeah.
Grady's the shit.
Some of them I think are a little bit more cameramen than they are cops, but I prefer,
as long as you back your guys.
I prefer that more than the pandering fucking sheriffs.
Go broke.
Oh God, go out there. Bro, I'm telling you, because I've seen it. There's sheriffs out here that walk around in high heels and rainbow things, and well, they pander to every community. There's sheriffs out here that wear giant sombrero hats on like Cinco de Mayo and things, like Hispanic holidays, where they, the cultural holidays. I've seen sheriffs here in Central Florida walk around with giant sombreros as a white dude, and I'm like, this isn't Halloween, man. Like, like, I mean, some people might look at that and go, who the fuck is this guy? Like, pandering to us. Let us have our thing. Yeah. You go be sheriff, enforce the law. We don't need you coming out here on our parades.
Yeah. It's me. Yeah. I won't go down that rabbit hole. I'll let it go. Because I'll get myself
all I did was say, I've seen it here.
Yeah.
I've
I'll
seen it
get
pretty close to where I work.
uh, I get going down that rabbit hole. I'll say something that'll get me in trouble. So,
Yeah.
and I've
Yeah.
been drinking with you, well, by myself.
I quit drinking whiskey or liquor like 3 years ago. So
Oh yeah,
yeah, I stick to beer. I don't know what it is, man. Liquor, I called it truth serum because I felt when I drank liquor, everybody had to hear my opinion all the time. And if I was just telling you something that you didn't like to hear, then you're just a big old baby. But in all reality, I was just being an asshole. I'm just a jerk when I drink. So,
okay.
um, I stick with beer. Beer. You're gonna get full before you get drunk like you can off liquor. So,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yep, I like my craft beers and stuff like that, but I switched. I basically stopped drinking all the make you fat beer and tried to switch to the less caloric whiskey.
yeah, it's smart.
But all right, let's get back to your podcast. And what have you so far, because I guarantee, let me think of how I'm going to word this. I guarantee, I'm going to say it just straight out. I guarantee what you expected and what has become of it since then has surprised you and changed. Like what you thought was going to go down didn't, but what did go down is even better than you expected. And the reason I think that is because you're still doing it and you're getting bigger and you're getting better at it. So what did you anticipate to what is going on now?
Ah, man, it's again, it's hard to go back and remember my mindset, but I do remember one thing of my research before I started one is someone said if you're gonna start it, you need to keep it going. Because they're like the thing I was reading said that a huge majority of podcasts don't make it past episode 7, just because you think, and this is just business 101. I started an apparel line too a couple years ago. You think everyone's going to be into your stuff. No one's into your shit. No
Nope.
one cares. It is not anything against you, but no one gives a flying fuck about what you're bringing to the table. It's a long grind to get people interested, and that's what it was. So I kind of knew that right off the bat, I wasn't going to be some wildly successful podcaster, but I did know that I had a lot of friends throughout my life. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of people that support me and a lot of people, that would listen to a podcast. And that was my first core group, was my friends and family. And I'm talking like in the hundreds of people that I keep in touch with, and they just started it, and it just kind of grew from there to where, and then I was able to then I didn't really realize the things I was saying bared a lot of weight, but they do apparently, and a lot of people can relate to it in a way, and I'm just the only one that's retarded enough to say it on a podcast. But whatever I can do to help, if I got fired for being a right fighter and I didn't do anything wrong, I can live with myself. It's like you said, I can look myself in the mirror and go, you know what, I was bringing, and maybe that would help boost it even more.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll be a
martyr.
A martyr. You'll be a martyr. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's good. So
Yeah.
I don't really worry too much about it. Like I said, I make sure I don't say anything stupid. I do realize that when you sign up to be a government employee, from the military on, we both knew you can't just go say whatever the hell you want. You lose that right.
Yeah.
And I respect that, but I'm also when my agency is on social media more than I am, and they'll use my bright shining face for clicks, you can rest assured I'm going to use social media as well. I'm not going to be scared.